I think now we're green. Now we're red.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm here.
Wait.
Ooh, I caught it just in time too.
Just nobody even knew.
Yeah, nobody knew that I wasn't here and that I was running
Back
around.
and forth and running. And,
So we won't tell them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hushed. But hey, we're back.
Welcome.
We're
to
here.
The range. Live
Tis
at the range.
Customer Appreciation Week.
Yes.
Day number 4.
We're almost past my ability to.
So we're like, yeah, you got one more.
That's it.
Then you got a whole second one.
No. That's way
Before
too
you-
complicated.
Oh,
Way
yeah,
too
it's to carry the one.
The word that was making me very nervous right now is we have Jeffrey over there behind the controls, and
But we can see if he does the posting of the things that are.
relevant.
My phone's in my pocket.
Yes.
Whoa,
And-
that's unusual. That's unusual.
So what are we talking about today? Today's
Customer Appreciation.
customer appreciation.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you
So,
guys
yes.
for letting us be here
For 5 years?
5 years now.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome. We had a very big party planned, and I feel kind of bad for this guy because he was spending lots of time trying to figure all this stuff out, and games and classes and awesome stuff for us to do, and then we're like, we can't really do that.
It was like, okay, so, and it was like a frantic, like, how do we
have
But I
a
kind of like
party?
the stretch it out thing because it gives them more of a chance to participate in the funds of being able to take advantage of deals and discounts and so forth.
Yeah.
I mean, rather than having to just cram in one day, the bays are overloaded at that point. So, you know, maybe we do the customer appreciation week. Hell, I mean, in like another 25 years, we could do like customer appreciation months and like do an entire month of fun. That might be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool.
I mean, we got some
I'm down.
time to plan for that.
Yes, we do.
Maybe we can plan for that. We'll just
We
put it
do.
on now and you can go back to this video and be like, remember that time? But anyway,
So, Customer Appreciation Week, Monday through Friday. Today is Thursday, correct? Today's
Yep.
Thursday.
Most of the day.
Most of the day today. $5 lanes all week,
free for members.
free for members. So if you're already a member, it's free. If you want to become a member, we have deals on that too. 20% off.
20% off
annual memberships. We have now this is just for this week. Okay, 20% off annual memberships, 15% off of range bags, 25% off of range swag, hats, shirts, such.
15% off of medical supplies.
Medical supplies,
And 20% off of EDC gear.
which is what we're going to talk about
Talking
today.
about that today.
Beyond the
Not the guns, like,
pew pews.
yeah.
So other
Because that's not,
stuff.
I mean, not everybody wants or is in a position to have that option.
Yep. Yep.
So what else do you have on an everyday basis that enables you to do the things? And this is not bug out bags and so
Yep.
forth.
Yeah. This isn't. I'm trying to get out of town.
So that's a whole nother
Yeah.
confusion that
Yeah.
adds a lot of it in. Uh-oh. hands up.
Jeff was raising his hand. I don't know what that.
Right, he's holding his hand up.
Yes,
He calls it
Mr.
camping
Alley.
gear.
I call that camping gear.
This is not your camping gear. This is
This is just everyday
what do you
stuff.
have on you for just surviving the day.
Yeah, and so what we're going to talk about some of the stuff that we carry on ourselves every day, and it may differ from what you do. It may give you some ideas. If you've got stuff that we don't have, tell us why. Ask questions, whatever you got. Remember that Jeff is running the show over on the other side of the camera, so
He's already-
we might not get the feedback that we're supposed to get because he screws
I'm
stuff up.
sneaking it in. We got the
And-
phone here, and I got you here
I know.
so you can see the phone,
I
so
don't-
that I'm not
makes me a
messing with the phone.
I don't like it, but I like it.
Yeah.
So I see Brown is on there. He was just standing
He
on
was
the other
just
side.
standing. It was like, oh, you want to be on? No, I gotta run. And now he's already coming. How about a Jason Appreciation Week?
Jason Appreciation Week. Jason, it's
Is it
every
for
week.
all Jasons? Just him,
Nobody
Jason?
appreciates it.
Everybody appreciates him.
So
You do know he's now a masterclass
he
shooter.
is.
I know.
That's
Which
what I kind of
congratulations.
wanted.
Like, holy cow! The guys
pretty
that
awesome.
shoot here pretty regularly,
Dude.
like you got
Him, Grant,
Cantrell,
all bumping here
Ryan,
recently.
yeah, like lots of bumps, lots of increases. Like think Grant and Jason, if I'm correct, I think they went from sharpshooters all the way up through
Ding,
into
ding, ding.
experts, then up into masters
Masterclass,
already, and it's pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
And you that are not those people can come in and shoot with these kinds of guys almost every Thursday.
If you came in and knew how good of the class of shooters that you're surrounded by at the competitions, you would know. Let me rephrase it. You would know by how courteous and helpful these folks are at the level at which they.
It goes for
play this
everybody
game.
in the shooting community, though.
Yeah, the vast
you have
majority.
like
The vast
a major, and those that don't then tend to stick around too terribly long.
I think the industry kind of
pushes
gets
them
rid of
out.
that.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
And they weed themselves out because they don't get the kind of treatment that they think they should, and they get bumped. But
Yep.
you have literally guys like Max Michelle and Robbie Latham. You got Jerry that literally will take the time to answer some of the dumbest questions by some of us that have no business asking people of that caliber. Like, so do you really think that gun's a good one? You know, and yeah, I was that guy. And yet he still sits there and talks to you, and oh yeah, well here's things you should watch out for. Here's things that, this is an upgrade that you should do. This is something that you shouldn't do. Don't waste your money on this. I mean, just everybody's pretty awesome. So
Squirrel. We got sidetracked very quickly.
Yep.
there.
So
let's get back
every
to
day,
what we're talking
what do
about
we carry?
Everyday stuff. So beyond my firearm, I pretty much have a firearm on me all the time, right? There are cases when I don't, and if I go someplace that I either can't carry one, or maybe I can. I talk about my CCW classes a lot. There's places that you can carry that maybe that just because you can doesn't mean you should. For instance, a school. Legally, yes, if you have a permit, you can carry in a school. Not the greatest idea, in my opinion. So I don't. But other stuff that I carry on me every day, simple little things. Metal pen, right? I carry a metal pen on me pretty much all the time. Now, today I happen to be wearing my work shirt and I have a pen pocket, but usually this just goes in my front pocket or maybe in a back corner of a pocket. I like to have a good metal pen. This is a pen. It can be used as a writing instrument, but it can also be used as a defensive tool, right? Another simple little thing. Keys, right? You gotta have those on you every day.
And a little fancy key.
Yeah, you gotta have
whatever they're called. The key
key bar. Now this one isn't a specific key bar, but this is a something like that. But it's nice because my keys don't go jingle jangle.
Right.
Hey,
It's the knockoff of the key.
hush up. It's not a knockoff. A flashlight. Okay. Simple, basic tool. Most people will say, and I don't even have mine on me right now, but my phone. Most people say, well, I don't need a flashlight because I got a phone, right? Yeah, your phone's right here. Mine I left on my desk because it drives me crazy. But yes, your flashlight can be, or your phone can be used as a flashlight, but this is a much easier thing to be used as a flashlight. Defensively minded speaking, this can be used again as a striking tool. I like to carry one that's very robust. This particular one's made out of aluminum. You can get some made out of Delrin or other fancy plastics. But I like something that's big enough that fits out of both sides of my hand. It can be used as a striking tool if I want. It can be used as a blinding device. That if there's somebody that approaches me in the dark, if I put this in their face, I can see them, they can't see me. I like that. Really, what I tell students a lot of times, this is what I use probably second most in my EDC. What I use most is a pocket knife. I'll talk about those in a second. But if I drop just a couple weeks ago, I dropped my credit card in my truck, and I could not find the stupid thing anywhere. Got my flashlight out, was able to look under my seats and that sort of thing. My kids dropped my keys at the movie theater. I can get my flashlight out and look.
And it's faster, I think, to just pull out the flashlight and flash rather than trying to scroll through and get your phone to even work. If you're looking for something, just like you said, drop something and it slides underneath the seats.
You can put this in your mouth and look for things. This is just an easy tool. It's an easy thing to carry in your pocket. This is probably on the large side of a small flashlight,
Yeah.
right? This is still a small flashlight,
a little
but it's
bit smaller.
Yeah, but it's I'm just gonna stop right there.
Well,
Okay. This is a large, small flashlight, and it's a great tool. I know, I did. Mine went away. Mine's shorter than yours now.
flashlights.
And flashlights, we're talking. Great tool to have on you every day. These two little items right here, I can fly in an airplane with. Okay, either one of those. This Workman actually was telling me, Dave Workman was telling me that he had one. I've flown with a bunch of different types of tactical pens or metal pens. He said he's actually had one taken from him. I've tried with some of the nastiest, biggest looking, really looks like a tool type of tactical pen, and not had it taken away. Yeah, Jeff just said he's flown with this one. I've got one just like it that I've flown with. I've got one that has the back part of it is like a big crown, and it's called a DNA collector. And we have a person who doesn't
Sneakiness
know
on
that
the
we're
ground.
live on the Facebook
the
that just
tubes.
walked in and was like, ah! But it has a DNA collector on the back that I've actually flown with. I had a TSA agent look at it and be like, I said, no, you just twist it and it open. And I'm like, oh, okay. Wrote on a piece of paper, gave it back to me. All right, Jeffrey, wake up. Otherwise, pocket knife.
A knife.
Right? Benchmade Contigo. This is one of my favorite knives that I own. I own several Benchmade knives. Great everyday carry knife on the large side for a pocket knife. I do also typically carry two knives.
All of them?
This here is a Kershaw Emerson wave knife. It's an inexpensive knife. This is in the $50, $60 range. This is in the $200 range. I'm a bit of a knife nerd. Both these are great tools.
Medford works
Both-
great for that too.
Yeah, Medford. I'm a huge Medford fan. I don't own one yet, but I keep looking at them every single day. Like, oh, I want to buy it, but I just haven't yet. I'm going to though.
You get 20% off right now.
I know. You get 20% because I would carry it every day.
tomorrow.
I would carry it every day.
Keep it quick.
Simple tools, right? For what most of us need a pocket knife for opening boxes and cases of water and stuff like that. Pretty much anything you can put
Zip
in your
ties.
pocket. Yeah.
Kids need a thing undone from the thing.
Use these all the time. Now, one that's not, most of these things I consider pretty much typical. Anybody should have this kind of stuff in their pocket. Flashlight, pen, knives. I do also, this is something that's more of a sometimes carry, I guess, for me, because it's only if I'm wearing pants. If I'm wearing shorts, I don't put this around my ankle. But if I'm wearing pants, I've got this around my ankle, whether it's blue jeans or slacks or a suit, whatever it is, I've got this around my ankle, which is just a small little med kit. If you watched our video yesterday, we talked about it a touch because we were talking about tourniquets. But I've got a tourniquet in here, a 4-inch pressure bandage, some compressed gauze, and some rubber gloves. Very basic, small kit, but I can have it on me, and it's unobtrusive. Nobody knows I've got it. I hardly know I've got it.
So the basics that you need,
yeah.
That's beyond a Band-Aid.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And then it just is, know how to use all this stuff. Right.
The other thing is that the mindset behind understanding what to do with all of the things that you carry around every day.
So when I try to think about what I want to carry on me every day, really my goal at the end of the day is to get home, right? I'm not a hero. I don't want to be a hero. I want to get home and see my wife, see my kids. I want my wife and my kids to come home and see me. So the stuff I carry on me every day is utilitarian, right? Stuff that I can use and offer me the best chance of accomplishing my goal of getting home at the end of the day. If I can help somebody else out along the way, great. I don't aim for that, but that's what my goal is each day. Is there more stuff I could carry in given situations? I carry more stuff. If I go mountain biking, I have different things I carry. If I go hiking, I have different things I carry. But my typical everyday carry stuff is this. Right? Some people say, well, I've always got a Leatherman because it's got screwdriver and it's got this and got that. That's awesome. I don't carry one. Right? I get jealous at times when I'm like, oh man, I need a thing,
Right.
and somebody like Chris is like, well, here you go.
Right.
And it's a great tool. It's just not something that I personally carry. Pepper gel is something a lot of people carry on them every single
Another great
day,
option.
and it's a great tool to have on you. I don't personally carry it. I have some that I carry at different times, but it's not part of my normal everyday carry stuff.
Right.
So what about you? What's your typical
I mean, that's
EDC stuff?
pretty much the same thing. I go more minimalistic, and that's basically it, other than keys and wallet and stuff.
Yeah.
But cutting options, lighting options. I like to carry the multi-tool because this one specifically is more of like for what we do here centered. Front pipe. This is one of the AR tools from Gerber. So it just works a little bit better for here, but I like having that option because you do have things like screwdrivers and so forth that I ended up being called to more of like a tinkering kind of thing to fix stuff. Just a simple Kershaw blade. I'm not a knife snob. I don't do the expensive knives because I lose stuff a lot. So losing $40 knives, $50 knives at a time is much easier for me to bear than losing $200 and $300 knives. And I know if you spend a lot more, you're going to end up holding on to it better. Wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Wrong. I bought a $200 Benchmade, and I did not keep it for more than about 3 months before I set it down somewhere. And when it's a really nice knife, people don't have as much of a tendency, I've found, to go, hey, is this yours?
Yeah.
It's more of like, ooh, I found a
thing.
Right.
So mine does have my call sign engraved in it, balls. So some people are a little less. For one, it's easier for me to see it, to identify it as mine. But people are a little less apt to keep something. I think that's got somebody's name in it. But
but that one might not necessarily. The USMC would deter me more so.
But I get it, because I actually lost mine just the other day. I said it on I don't know which live video it was. I think it was one of my morning ones. I got talking about knives, and I went to pull it out of my pocket, and I was like, uh-oh. And I had opened a box of ammo in my office, and I set the knife down on the shelf and forgot about it. And thankfully, it was in the shelf in my office, so I was able to find it. But yeah,
yep. I set mine down yesterday as I was doing something right before I left. I cut something open for the kids and set it down or whatever. I think I gave it to my daughter, and she cut something open and then set it down, and it's just out of sight, out of mind at the time. Got out to the car, driving in, get to work, went to tear out a box, and was like,
the heck did I do with it? Oh, I forgot about my stupid, do I even have it? Oh, I do have it. My mask.
yeah.
You got to EDC a mask now, right? Sweet.
Yep.
Not sweet.
But
yeah.
But you gotta have the things in order to do the things and the things and the things and
Yep.
It
is what it is. But that is a new addition to my EDC. Maybe I should put that picture in my concealed carry class now as part of my EDC.
Nice.
Jeffrey, what are you giggling about over there?
So Jack Burks on here.
Oh Lord.
So his first comment was, I feel like this two guys attempting to justify to their lives why they carry more gear than Batman. And I said, you're not wrong.
Hey, we don't have a purse, okay? Ladies with purses have way more stuff in their purse than we have on our our pockets.
So it's funny, I give my wife a hard time about all the crap she keeps in her purse. And the other day we were at Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that, and I intended on bringing a tape measure with me. And we got there and I was like, oh crap, I forgot the tape measure. And she's like, pulls one out of her purse. I was like, well, I guess you win.
Right. Right. And Brian, and he has a lot to talk about. I mean, it's a man that dressed up in full kit, three racks, just to do pistol drills.
To go shoot his Ruger LCP.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have a lot of places for all those extra mags because it's a lot of pewing.
Yeah. EDC means different things to different people. It means really, I think the most important EDC item is this thing right here, right? What's between your ears, right? So paying attention to what's going on around you, being able to avoid conflict, be able to think about situations, just to be able to be smart, to use the stuff you do carry on you every day, and not stab yourself with a pocket knife.
Wait a minute, whoa.
Wait, was I?
The only
lying
thing that
something?
we need to do probably is we should both probably have bandages in, like Band-Aids in our
Yeah, we should carry a
everyday.
boo-boo kit with us, yes.
I mean, we bleed a lot on being dumb.
Being dumb.
Because we do have
Chris
sharp things all
was
the
like
time.
trying to pick a splinter out of his hand the other day with like a hatchet, I think. He's like, trying to. Screwdriver, whatever.
Again, I forgot my knife, so I
Yeah.
couldn't use my knife, so I had to break out the multi-tool, and it was, at least I didn't pick the blade in that.
Yeah, you did at least use the more dull object, I guess.
I mean,
still.
dull, blunt, well, you know.
What, any questions or comments or?
John Stein says, what do folks carry when they're not out and about and just in their house?
Beyond the gun, you should have a gun on you in your house, in my opinion, right?
And a knife.
And a knife,
And
yeah.
a flashlight.
Yeah, I'm sure, it's easy to get comfortable at home and just take all the stuff out of your pockets and throw it down somewhere. But same tools. I get home and outside of me putting on sweatpants, this stuff stays on me, right? That I don't really, it doesn't change much. I do typically take this off of me when I get home, but otherwise, if I am in pants or shorts or something, I might
I
take
still
this
have all
stuff.
my stuff.
Yeah, I take this stuff off. I change clothes and I put this stuff back on.
Yeah.
I feel more strange without it. So
And I find myself digging for things if I don't
Yeah.
have them in the next go round of the thing. I don't know of anything that I take off when I get home.
the big things that I have people tell me all the time. Well, you carry all this stuff because you wear cargo pants. And all that. No, I mean I do here at work, but when I'm not, I wear shorts and a t-shirt, and I carry all the same stuff.
Yeah.
All
A good
the
belt.
time.
I think that's the other thing. Is
Yes,
a good belt,
belt.
is another thing.
Take my belt off here real quick.
So,
So a little key
I
thing
don't.
to
Same
a
one I
belt is something that's somewhat rigid, right? That can support the weight of the stuff you're carrying on you. Can support the weight of your pants or your shorts with all the stuff on you without having to be like super wrenched down. And a gun belt is going to be more expensive than your average belt you buy at Target or Walmart, but it makes your life much more comfortable to be able to
Yes.
carry all this stuff and not have to deal with trying, a thin, cheap leather belt stretching out or whatever. These next belts, this is something you turned a bunch of us onto here. That's a little ratchet system.
It's the greatest Thanksgiving
It
belt
is-
you can have.
It really is.
You really like.
The
best.
micro adjustments, it's easy to put on, easy to take off. They're not expensive. Again, they're more expensive than a belt from like Target or Walmart, but
But I've had mine for
huge.
4 or 5 years. Yeah, probably 4 or 5 years, and I mean it definitely looks a little more tattered than it did initially, but
Yeah,
Man.
huge benefit anytime you're carrying anything. If you spend good money on good gear, it'll last you a long time.
Yep.
You still got to take care of stuff. You can't abuse things. You could spend $1,000 on a belt or $10 on a belt. If you abuse it, you're going to break it. Now, one might last a little bit longer, but if you take care of it, it's going to last you a long time. When you start spending money on more quality gear, you will see the benefits in comfort, right? Because it gives you the ability to carry that stuff on you every day, so you kind of forget about it.
and the thing and the nice thing about a gun belt is when you add the weight on one side, it doesn't just sag the one side. The idea of the rigid belt helps the whole belt support that weight, which brings that all the way around to your opposite hip, and you're taking with your entire hips instead of one hip.
Yeah.
So it makes a huge difference.
It really does.
Same thing with like a good holster. Good holster is the same way. Investing in a good holster that you are going to spend a little bit more money on is the same thing with than this. It's that added level of more comfort, more security on it, and ultimately just a more pleasant day.
Yeah, it gets you to carry that every day, right?
Brian, what's know what that is?
This is a beyond the gun thing. So it was beyond my reach
Yeah.
at the time.
I mean,
I do carry a gun on me all the time.
extra man.
I took it off just because this was a beyond.
Right,
the
this is
gun
beyond the gun.
Yes.
But yes,
'Cause
I mean,
that's a
that's
given.
the thing that a lot of us like to have on us all the time. Some of you may not either be comfortable enough yet to make that decision. Maybe you're in a situation that doesn't allow it. I know there's a lot of guys that work at places that they're not allowed to carry it, and we're not going to talk about whether you do, but
Yeah.
you know, some can't at certain places, like Phil pointed out, going to my kids' basketball game in a school. Chances are I probably won't need it.
We'll just stop there. So here's another thing, another point to this, I think, is that it's a given for us, given what we do, that we're going to think you should carry a gun, right? But we do still have plenty of people that come through and take a CCW class. They're really pretty new to this, that are not ready to carry a gun yet, even after finishing the class, right? They're still not comfortable enough. But some of these tools that I have people, their eyes opened all the time to carrying a flashlight. You're like, that's awesome. It's very utilitarian, and it's small, and it's easy. Or carrying a knife that you can operate with both hands, or an auto knife, or whatever it is. Some of these things, thinking about finally carrying medical equipment on you, is stuff that people don't necessarily, when they come here, they think, okay, they're going to teach me how to carry a gun, which we do, but we also, it's
all
a
the extra stuff
it's a
that
mindset
helps.
of other things too. So maybe that person that's watching this, Chackenberg couldn't carry a gun because he's not capable, but other
He can
folks
work,
that,
he can work. He's been doing some working out.
okay, all right.
I'll give him a little bit of credit.
Or there's some people that just aren't ready to, but they can still carry all this other stuff and start down that road of mindset. So,
And that is something that, there is a mindset difference when you are bringing something beyond these kinds of things into the mix. Is if you're not in a position mentally to be able to do what needs to be done at that time frame, it's probably not in the best interest of any of us for you to be adding that to your everyday carry.
absolutely.
You don't put your seatbelt on right before the crash. You got to put your seatbelt on when you get there. So if you're not comfortable enough to put a round into the chamber,
Don't carry the gun yet.
I mean,
my opinion.
yeah, get more comfortable with it so that you do. Now, if you understand that, okay, cool, I'm going to have to do this extra step in between, as long as you're practicing, that way you do know that that is a thing and that you do have that practice down, great. Then it's not preferred, but hopefully at some point you'll get to a point where you do understand that it doesn't just randomly go off. But something like a can of mace is most of the time going to help reduce the threats increasingness, hopefully. Yeah, and it works great for like a dog that is in the wrong area, or a mountain lion that's trying to keep you away from babies. Like, I mean, that guy, wow. But
Rocks all around and never pick up.
right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That'd be a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, but I want rocks in my hand.
Yeah, well now
Yeah,
you do.
you're walking through all that. Like, I mean, if you don't have firepower, go to the next thing down. That'd be a long stick. And if you don't have that, a rock. The man is walking over a rock. Pick one up and throw it at the thing to go, hey, quit. We're
Leave me
not
alone.
going after your babies. Now, it is understood. It most likely she was just defending herself.
Yeah.
Pushing him away from the offspring.
Kids,
but-
yeah. All right, well,
Still.
is there any other questions or anything, Jeffrey?
Well, there's one comment from Jason. Evidently, he doesn't wear pants at home, so he runs a shoulder.
You could, okay, you could
do a
you could
shoulder
wear,
rig,
yeah,
I'm
you
not
could
down
wear
with
a,
that, but-
just wear a war belt, that's better. War belt and tidy whities.
Yeah. Talk to Tackenberg. He's got a couple of videos over his white
War
ties
belt,
with his war belt.
tidy whities, yellow stained white t-shirt, and a cigar. Nobody will bother you.
Yeah, especially if you get them whitey tighties that got them racing stripes. Like, put some racing stripes in there, you good.
Okay, on that note, I think we might be done.
I mean, let's see, we have anything else?
This is too much fun.
You can horseshit because it said hi to Ron. He's thinking in the building.
Ron
He's somewhere around.
Yeah, Ron's here, but
Hi, David,
not
though.
here.
I don't see anything else. Yeah. So the basics: a cutting tool,
Yep.
a lighting tool, a writing tool.
Yeah, utilitarian stuff like this, I mean, you can't, it's hard to argue that. Like I said, I don't personally carry one, but it's got tons of uses. Easy to carry.
And so I'd like to walk around with Phil. He takes that. I got this. So we can fix stuff, or we can
fix
patch stuff up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, come out and see us today, tomorrow. Canned goods, household items, Jefferson Barracks Military and Veteran Food Pantry.
Diapers.
Okay? Diapers, yes.
Yes.
Any sort of household product, all month. This is not just for the week.
Yep.
All month, we are taking donations for the Jefferson Barracks Military and Veteran Food Pantry. What's the lady's name that runs that? Drawing a blank. I want to say Donna, but that's not right. Anyway, awesome lady.
Linda.
Linda, yes.
Yes, Linda.
Awesome lady. They need our help, man. They really do.
Yeah.
If you bring something in, every item you bring in, you get a ticket. Doesn't matter if it's a box of rice or somebody brought in, Andy Miller brought in a bunch of cake mixes today.
Mm-hmm.
People have brought in, bar soap and shampoo and
Toothbrushes, toothpaste, anything that you use in a house.
Yep.
Anything. And what she does is she opens it one day for active duty and one day for veterans every month. And it's basically a come in and help yourself to the things that you need to help stretch their budgets out a little bit more. And she takes zero money from these guys and gals, and she offers her own time to it. She does not get any kind of paycheck out of it whatsoever. If you donate any kind of money, we can take the money for you. We can donate that in for you, or you can do it straight to her. This is not about us. This is about her. She doesn't take any of that money. They literally take all that money. They take all those funds and go down to the grocery stores and they buy things to fill up their pantry. I think it was last year they got really, really low and their shelves were really bare, and she almost had to close down. And I don't want to see that happen. And I know she's getting some help, but we try and do things to help people out. So we're doing that for her. Each ticket you can get 500 rounds of 9mm, which is like gold right now.
Yeah.
A training class or a membership for a year.
Yeah.
So
you have the opportunity to win. You get to choose what bucket you want to drop your tickets in. Here's what I've been telling people in the mornings: it's not about that. It's not about winning the 500 rounds or the training class or the membership. It's about helping somebody else out. So you're winning already, right? It makes you feel good to do it. And then you also get the bonus of having an opportunity to maybe win something like 500 rounds of 9mm, which, like you said, is gold right now. So bring stuff in, go through your pantry, find a couple cans of beans or something you got stuck in the back or whatever, bring it in.
Check the expiration date.
Yeah, don't bring us something expired. Don't be that person.
Right.
Go down to Sam's or Costco and buy some toilet paper or some body wash or some toothpaste or whatever. We had somebody that I saw this morning had brought in some buckets with, like scour pads and household cleaning stuff. I thought that was awesome because it's not cheap. They were really thinking about, hey, what people could use. They weren't just going for I want as many tickets as possible for my $1, which is fine, right? That's totally cool. Don't care. But this person really put some thought into what they were bringing in. I thought that was awesome. So bring stuff in all month. At the end of the month, on the 30th? On the 30th, we'll be doing a drawing. I'm going to assume probably live on Facebook. And you have a chance to win something. So bring stuff in all month. We'd like to see it through the rest of this week, really bump up because this is our Customer Appreciation Week. But all month you can bring stuff in. So tell your family, tell your friends, bring stuff in, do good stuff. Okay? So come out and see us. Today we're here till 8. Tomorrow we're here till 8, 10 to 8. Tomorrow's, what's tomorrow? What's tomorrow for the video?
Tomorrow is What did we call
Suppressors.
it? Well, it's suppressor. We had something.
I don't know.
Brain cell. Anyway,
Yes.
we all talk on suppressors. What suppressor for when, where, why, all that good stuff. Kind of the differences behind them. It's not going to be an in-depth of how to obtain, although I'm sure they are going to touch on it. It'll be Adam and another
A
guy.
mystery person.
Let's figure out who he is. Feel free to guess. On
Be
who
very
he is.
subdued.
Or she. No idea.
Could be it.
No, right. He, she, it thing.
Sure. So,
Well, yeah, we
he
got to
doesn't
mic
have-
him.
he doesn't have a choice.
Her.
It.
The thing.
They.
But anyway.
Anyway,
Yeah.
14803 Manchester Road, come out and see us. Stop by, bother Jeff. Jeff's here most of the time. Ask him all the hard questions. Give me the easy questions. Chris, the easy questions. Come on, hang out with us, guys. If you've got anything for us, shoot us a message here on Facebook. Shoot me a message at Phil, PHIL at therangestl.com or Chris at therangestl.com.
Normal spelling.
Yes.
CH.
And we're happy to help any way we can. Catch you guys later.